The Carlsbad Nuclear Waste Facility has their permit up for renewal. However, there still remains some community pushback.
Expect temperatures to cool down this week as well as possibilities of rain. I'll have more info on my weather forecast.
We'll also be taking a look at a Cowboys mission to raise money for abused horses across the Southwest. All this and more coming up right now.
This is News 3 New Mexico, your local source for news, sports, and first weather.
Good evening and welcome to News 3 New Mexico. I'm Thomas Mariscal.
And I'm Emmanuel Olvera. Thank you so much for watching.
Police patrols at Eastern New Mexico University will increase over the next few weeks. The KENW Department of Public Safety has fielded complaints related to unsafe operation of motor vehicles on campus. So, law enforcement officers will increase campus traffic enforcement in response to those complaints. University police advise operators of vehicles, bicycles, and electric scooters to adhere to state traffic regulations, such as stopping at stop signs, traveling with the flow of traffic, etc. Speed limit on campus is 20 miles per hour, unless otherwise posted, and the use of safety belts and child safety devices is required in motor vehicles. The law that KENW will be more strictly enforced are both state and federal, and those patrols will be on and near the Portales campus. So, speaking of bicycles, Edwin, what can our riders expect in the next few days in terms of weather? Will it be hot, cold? What will it be like?
So today it has been very nice. It's been cloudy for most of the day with a pretty low temperature. As the week progresses, we are expecting to see temperatures to lower down. Taking a look at the national weather map, over here at the west coast, we have been seeing quite a bit of precipitation. Taking a look over here at the east coast, there are lingering storms, so expect quite a bit of precipitation and possible flooding. Now looking at over here at our state, New Mexico, we have been experiencing quite a bit of precipitation. Taking a look closer in the middle of the map, we have been seeing an excess of heat, specifically in the plains targeting Texas and Oklahoma. The winds have also been pretty high in New Mexico with speeds of 60 miles per hour. I will tell you more about this on my weather report. Back to you guys.
A Cowboys mission from Arizona to Texas is raising money for abused horses. Josh Gonzalez has a story.
Bud Kingston is a cowboy on a mission. His journey began at the Arizona-New Mexico border, and he rode along Highway 60 all the way to the Texas-New Mexico line. But this isn't just a ride through the beautiful countryside. It's a ride 20-plus years in the making.
Something I started 25 years ago and wasn't able to complete. I only got 200 miles of it done. And I'm doing it now as a fundraiser for the Walking in Circles Horse Rescue in Edgewood, New Mexico. Trying to raise money to help them take care of horses that have been abused and neglected.
As he neared the final stretch of his ride, Kingston reflected on the challenges and rewards of his journey.
It has been excellent. You know, we've had great weather. You couldn't ask for better weather. I haven't had to pull my rain slicker out, none. Light breeze, keeping it cool. It hasn't been extremely hot. It's been excellent weather. Horses are holding up great. I'm holding up great.
Along the way, Kingston and his horse Roja have been met with kindness from local communities.
It's been tremendous. You know, we've had meals donated to us all the way across the state. We've had horse lodging donated to us. The locals through this entire route have been just tremendously good.
Kingston remained focused on the cause that inspired him to jump in the saddle and start this journey.
Me and Roja set this up to earn money for the Walking in Circles Rescue. Every dollar helps these horses that's in need. She agrees.
Walking in Circles Ranch takes in abused and neglected horses, nursing them back to health, and finds them new homes. Kingston is passionate about helping the ranch continue its mission.
They take them in and they feed them up, get them back in looking in good shape. Then they test them and find out, okay, is this horse rideable? Is he not? Is he permanently crippled? Is he not? Is he good for a family, a companion horse for another horse, or what he's good for. And then they adopt them back out to a good, loving family that's going to take care of them.
Along the way, Kingston also enjoyed the peace and quiet of the open road, spotting wildlife and embracing the simplicity of the ride.
Glad my phone wasn't ringing and stuff. It's just been nice and peaceful, you know.
Kingston was very grateful for the support he's received and was hopeful for more.
I would like to thank each and every person out there that has donated, regardless how big or how small their donations was.
Bud Kingston's journey is more than just a ride. It's a mission to help horses in need and finish what he started over 20 years ago. For News 3 New Mexico, I'm Josh Gonzalez.
Kingston's ride was completed last Saturday. We were told that he was able to successfully raise over $14,000 for Walk in Circles Ranch. Curry County Health Council is hosting a Move for Your Mood event next Saturday on the 28th. The goal of the event is to encourage all residents of Curry County to be more physically active to better not only their physical health, but their mental health. The Health Council plans to have physical activity stations, vendor tables, prizes, and more. The event runs from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. at Green Acres Park. They hope to see you there.
A permit to renew the operating permit for waste isolation pilot plant will be the subject of a hybrid public meeting in September, hosted by the New Mexico Environment Department. The facility, called WIP, near Carlsbad, is the nation's only storage site for defense-related nuclear waste, locked in a salt bed 26 miles outside of Carlsbad.
Some New Mexico watchdog groups are urging a federal rulemaking process be adopted before the expansion is approved. Ross Brown from the Public News Service has more.
The Department of Energy wants the waste isolation pilot plant outside of Carlsbad to stay open until at least 2083, decades past a previous deadline. WIP is the disposal site of radioactive and hazardous waste generated from fabricating triggers or pits for nuclear weapons at Los Alamos National Laboratory. Organizations such as the Concerned Citizens for Nuclear Safety, led by Don Hancock, believe rulemaking is the fairest route the Environmental Protection Agency could take.
Agencies, when they do rulemakings, tend to be more rigorous because they know if they have to defend it in court, the court won't throw out what they've done.
The WIP site near Carlsbad stores waste like clothing, rags, soils, and tools contaminated with radioactive elements due to nuclear weapons research and assembly. It was originally set to close this year. Now, the federal government wants to continue receiving shipments there and expand the plant to store more waste. Hancock fears New Mexico will be the destination of an unending stream of radioactive waste unless rulemaking is adopted.
So the EPA, DOE, and the public all know that's what the process is going to be in the future. So there won't be confusion about that, and people won't have to spend time and effort saying, is there going to be a rulemaking or not, because it'll already have been decided that there will be.
WIP has received 13,000 shipments of nuclear waste since 1999, arriving from about 10 sites across the country, shipped in large drums on semi-trailers along state roads and interstates. I'm Roz Brown reporting.
Thanks, Roz. For more information on Citizens for Nuclear Safety, you can visit thenuclearreactive.org. The village of Ruidoso is hosting a kite festival this weekend on the 21st and 22nd from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. The festival is located at the White Mountain Sports Complex and promises a weekend of high-flying fun. The event is for kite enthusiasts of all ages and has opportunities to build your own kites. See professionals at work through kite displays and demonstrations, as well as an afternoon where you can enjoy food and drinks from the local vendors in the area. The event is completely free to attend, and you can find out more information at www.discoverruidoso.com.
The New Mexico Department of Health named their new Deputy Secretary this past Wednesday. Leanne Behrens, who started her role at New Mexico Health earlier this year in April as the department's Director of Operations. She played a key role in preparing the budget proposal for FY26 and has proven to be very business efficient. Behrens has worked in healthcare for over 20 years, and from 2015 to 2019, she served as president of Anthem's West Region Medicaid, where she was responsible for all health plan operations and financial performance. The New Mexico Department of Health is looking forward to her new role as secretary. Allen stated, in her short time here at New Mexico Health, she has proven to be an invaluable asset in helping me steer the organization toward our goal of making New Mexico the healthiest state by 2040.
Coming up after the break, Edwin will have his full weather report for you.
But first, here's a look at today's financial market.
The state of New Mexico, we have been experiencing quite a bit of precipitation. As I mentioned earlier, taking a closer look towards the center of the map, we have been seeing excessive heat, specifically near the plains. With these warm temperatures, we are having strong winds, which can result in wildfires across the western plains. Looking right into New Mexico, we have been seeing quite a bit of precipitation, specifically more towards the center as well as the east. So be expecting precipitation throughout the state of New Mexico. Looking at today's current temperatures, Farmington we're seeing at a pretty high 86, Gallup at an 83, Albuquerque 87. We're seeing Silver City at an 86, Las Cruces pretty high 91, Carlsbad 94, home base over here, Portales 75. Looking at tonight's lows, we are seeing Farmington at a 44, Clayton 49, Gallup 36, Albuquerque 52, Santa Rosa 53, Clovis 56. Looking closer to home base, we are seeing Portales at a pretty low 58, Hobbs 64, Carlsbad 63. For tomorrow's highs, we are seeing Farmington, not very high up north, Farmington at a 70, Clayton over here 67. We're seeing Gallup at a pretty low of 66. Going more towards the center of the map, we are seeing Albuquerque 81, Clovis at an 80, Portales at an 81, Ruidoso 75. Going more down towards the south, the temperatures are still pretty high. Las Cruces 89, Carlsbad 92, Hobbs 89. For the 7-day forecast, we are seeing for Roswell, Saturday and Sunday, 90 and 80, slight chances of precipitation. As the week progresses, we are seeing a decline in temperatures. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday at the 80s. Wednesday with a chance of precipitation, 37%. Going to Carlsbad, we're seeing Saturday, Sunday, Saturday 92. The rest of the week will go pretty low. Monday, Tuesday, Monday at a 78. Wednesday as well as a 79. Tuesday, we are seeing a 42% chance of precipitation, and on Wednesday, a 32%. Going to Tucumcari, Saturday, Sunday, 70, 66. Tuesday, 75, 44% chance of precipitation. Wednesday at a 38% chance of precipitation. Now, home base Portales, Saturday, Sunday, we're seeing a 69% chance of precipitation. So if you are planning on going to the football game, just be on the lookout for that. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, we are seeing chances of precipitation, but the rest of the week we are seeing pretty low temperatures. Tuesday, 78, Wednesday at a 77, Thursday, 83, and a Friday at an 85.
Okay. Well, it looks like we really do have some really good weather coming up ahead, especially for those cyclists like we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, so we are seeing the temperatures to continue to rise down. We'll have more news for y'all later.
Lee County is encouraging residents to go gold next week to spread awareness for childhood cancer on September 27th. Over 400,000 children develop cancer worldwide each year, and it's the #1 cause of death by disease in children in the U.S. Lee County is encouraging local entities and the community to join the cause and help raise awareness.
Weeks after the Ruidoso fires, residents are still feeling their disastrous effects. News 3 New Mexico's Hannah Knight has more.
Months after the disastrous South Fork and salt fires in Ruidoso, the community is still recovering, and trauma is still fresh in the minds of many.
When I was still in town before we got evacuated, there were just flames everywhere.
Even after evacuating and escaping the flames, Ruidoso residents could only return home to more obstacles: damaged homes and infrastructure, limited access to resources like water and electricity, and a downpour of rain.
After that, we were allowed to come back after about 8 or 9 days. We still didn't have power in some areas or drinkable water in a lot of areas, and people were still trying to get like a grasp on their reality if they lost their house or their cars or family members. And then just a few days after that is when it started to flood. The rain started to pour down. And so those people whose houses weren't affected by the fires were then affected by the floods.
Ordinarily, the rain wouldn't have been an issue, but the preceding fires left Ruidoso defenseless against flooding.
Just a little bit of rain can cause major flooding. And that's from the fires, the burn scars that are up north where those fires were. That is what causes. So we could have a half an inch of rain that could cause major flooding.
According to civilian soldiers from the National Guard, this wasn't ordinary flooding. The dangers were immense.
Just houses swept away, cars swept away. It's just hard to see.
The floods are coming down instantly at 5-6 feet high, if not more. And there's just seconds to get out of the way of it.
Fortunately for residents, resources quickly became available after the fire. The mobilized National Guard assisted residents and worked to rebuild the community, and facilities like ENMU's Ruidoso campus provided a place where residents with no other place to go could rest safely.
The community uses this college, whether they're a student or people just come here and use the Wi-Fi. Especially during the floods, a lot of people just come here because we were a little bit higher ground. They knew it was a safe place to be.
And despite everything, Ruidoso residents are optimistic as they move towards reconstruction. Already, the National Guard's work has helped with critical infrastructure like culverts and a landfill.
We feel for this community and we're here to help them. You know, we're all New Mexico people. We are here as a community to help them out in any way that we can.
Today, efforts to help are ongoing. The Village of Ruidoso recently launched a disaster recovery dashboard which provides real-time information and resources to residents in need. A recent executive order by the Village of Ruidoso Mayor, Lynn D. Crawford, provides financial relief to owners of property that suffered damage. Ways you can help or donate from afar are listed on the Ruidoso official website, which includes a list of donation drop-off points like the Ruidoso First Baptist Church, River Crossing Ministries, and the Humane Society of Lincoln County. For News 3 New Mexico, I'm Hannah Knight.
Thanks, Hannah. I'm glad to hear that there are ways that we could help the people affected. Coming up after the break, Lorenzo will have his full sports report for you, so stay tuned.
Welcome back, sports fans, to News 3 New Mexico. I'm your host, Lorenzo Solis. Here, let's dive right into this week's report. Starting off this week's report, we celebrate Mexican Independence Day, which was this past Tuesday. From News 3 New Mexico, we all wish you a happy belated Mexican Independence Day. And for our Spanish-speaking audience, Feliz Día de Independencia de México. And what better way to celebrate this holiday than with the knockout result of this last week's matchup with Canelo Alvarez and his outstanding victory against Edgar Berlanga. This fight was a tense and heated one, with both parties having an unprecedented amount of animosity and hostility towards each other, both in and out of the ring. Ultimately, Canelo dominated the fight with the unanimous decision from judges and final scorecards rating 17-10, 18-09, and 18-09 finally. And kicking it and bucking into our rodeo report, we jump into a new season with this year off the coattails of last year's successful 2023-2024 season, with the season full of newcomers and several returning hounds. The rodeo hounds will be competing in 5 competitions in a total, with the first rodeo have already been taking place last night. It was hosted here in home soil with the College Days Rodeo here in eastern New Mexico. It was a great way to start off the season, and I'll keep you folks updated on the season's progress. The team seems promising, and I'm excited to see if we could keep up that momentum. Rounding out tonight's report is the Lady Hounds volleyball team. This season has been a tough-fought one. Our Hounds have proved themselves more than capable of taking a win. The Lady Hounds volleyball team have been facing tough competition, with the win-to-loss ratio in the season being 1 win to 8 losses. But just because this season has been tough does not mean these ladies cannot make their comeback this week. with two upcoming games this week. One being against Sul Ross State at 6 p.m. and another game tomorrow against Western New Mexico University at 3 p.m. Alrighty, y'all, that's all the sports I have for you fine folks tonight, but don't worry, Thomas and Emmanuel will see you back at the desk after the break. Once again, I'm Lorenzo Solis. Have a good one.
Well, folks, that's all we have for today. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to tune in next time for more news for you. Thank you, and have a good night.
Heck yeah, man.